if it's not what I wanted. So good morning on the recording. So we took along a few minutes ago on this retest of the 7640 fib. I am now trying, and I am now short here right now. I took a short here right on what we have here, which is the time channel turn. So I think we could see a pullback. We have a short pullback in place. I wanted to see this level first, but we didn't get it. So unless we get a very shy pullback now and we go on till 8 o'clock GMT here, which would be then the short, or 8:30 GMT here. So that's what I'm looking at now, and that's why we are a little bit busy inside this this morning move. The other thing we can look at now is this Dixie chart, and on the Dixie chart we have this very important here 8860 fib, which is huge, which has been holding the price already in the past a lot. It's the 100%, it's the sister fib of that 100%, and we just spike above that 100%, but never post a good close under it. So you see how the 7060, the 8860 fib has been holding the price. We will see a reaction in that area. That is absolutely clear for me. So the important area to look at if we want to ride a pullback, which will not be easy with such a price action. So the complete area is this one. We have this level here, and then we have this level there. So that the three level we are looking at, this one is an order block, if I'm not wrong. Let me check. Yes, it's a big order block. So any of those one will provide a bigger pullback. And of course, it will not be ending there. So now we have this ECB speaker that should have started, but I see nothing yet in my information system. So it looks like it didn't started yet. So concerning the Dixie, we have those levels to look at on the downside. That will be the place probably to find a confluence together with EURUSD for a short scalp on EURUSD. At the same time, I don't think we will get this one. Let me check. What is this chart? It's a 1 hour and this is a 15 minutes. So I don't think we will get that one yet, but we have here the inside fib, the 2140 inside fib that could hold the price a little bit. Let me check what we had in the past. So now we went to the 1140 there. So we have here 2360, 2140 inside fib, and we have the 1140. So we could go a little bit lower till there now, perhaps see a shy bounce, then go lower before 1030 my time, which is 8:30 GMT, and then find a bounce from here. That's what we should see this morning, I think. So we have had a very nice trade so far for over 90 pips in a very short time. That's great. And we are keeping on looking at that. So I'm still looking at this one on the EURUSD here and that one at the same time to find a confluence, because we have a short setup. I don't want to be short EURUSD, you know that. I am long, but we have a short setup that is telling us we will see a pullback very soon. So let me show you this short setup here. We have it there. So you see, even if we have an impulsive move, then we need a consolidated setup, and we have it here 60, 15, 5 minutes. And we have all the readings confirming this one. We can go higher on the 1 hour. The 15 minutes is already high. The 5 minutes is at the maximum. Same thing on the 14 period. We have room on the 1 hour. 15 minutes is on the highs, and 5 minutes too. Concerning the Dixie, the price 6, we have seen it on the other chart, but we have the 15 minute and the 5 minute and the 1 hour ready. We have there the 4 hour that could be ready, and soon the daily too. So it means we will see a pullback. Of course, we will see a pullback Probably not now, right now, but we will see something, I think, now due to the time and due to this price action and the actual reading, especially there on the 7 period. So when all that is aligned and the 1 hour is coming together with that kind of setup, we can expect some pullback to come. I'm not saying we will pull back a lot. If we pull back, and we will pull back anyway, and if we don't now, we will pull back here on this 2360 fib. What would be a first target would be here, the 38.2 fib there, this area exactly that I show now. So that would be the first target. The second target would be here, a retest of that 76.40 fib, the big one that was till now the top of this consolidation. I think everybody has that in mind now. So this is the top of the previous consolidation we have seen for 4 weeks now. This chart is a little bit crowded to look at this, but you see how is that 4-hour candle now. It's pretty impressive, very nice. It will pull back. It can go there and then start to see some pullback, I think. So that's what I'm looking at. I hope you didn't get touched or trapped inside this morning move, trying to get short too early, because it's really what we expected to see. I have been saying it for such a long time here. We will see a lot of brutal sudden move on the Euro USD. And that's exactly what we are having now. So you see, we saw them in the past day too. We have seen this from the price action point of view. We have seen that happening already in the past days. I'm looking at my chart at the same time, so we still have this 2360 there, which is the important one. Okay, and there we have the weekly 2021. So that's the big target. You remember I said a few days ago it was the target for the close, the end of month's close. We want to see a close above this one that would post a phase breakout under it on a quarterly basis, which would be very bullish for the Euro USD, as I've been expecting since we broke through it, which is a month ago. So since a month ago, we are looking for this one to see a close on the quarterly base, which is the end of September, to see a close, a weekly, monthly close above this level. It was a few days ago, 300 pips away. It's now only a few pips away. I mean, a few pips, when you see those move, it's like 170 pips away now. So we can see some pullback, but I am very confident we could really see a close above this one for the month's end. So we will come here, we will pull back from there, but then we would come back inside. And the only thing we want is a close there. I mean, it can be a few pips, it can be 10 pips, 100 pips, whatever, but we don't need to be very high. We just need to be above that one. And then we would have a perfect scenario, which is the one I was calling for since many weeks now. So you see how well we came and we retested that one. Then we went down. We have had 3 flushes here. You remember I said that's flush, 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 phase breakout, and phase breakout. We didn't touch this one, which is what is bothering me. I wanted to see a real touch of this one. We didn't. We stopped a few pips away. Anyway, we went long here, but technically speaking, I would have liked to clean this one. I mean, to come back, take it, and then bounce on the 61.8. But it looks like we won't, unless we would see a crazy end of month with a big drop there and then a bounce from it with a strong acceleration on the upside, which is still possible. But now it looks a little bit less likely. We must remember we didn't close above this one on the weekly base. So it's still, from my point of view, virgin. It's not violated yet on the upside on a big close. So we need to be careful about that. But very honestly, the price action is confirming us what we have been expecting, which is a nice move up on the upside. The target for the end of year, I already said it, is 1 0.12 here, the 38.2 fib with the 61.8, and then we will need to break this monthly 2021 EMA, but we have time for that. So I expect Euro USD to be like another 1,000 pips on the upside before the end of year. So this is the target for end of year. And we have those big fib on the way, the 61.8, this 50%, and then the 38. After that, we would update for the new year after the yearly close and everything. But that's what we are looking for on the medium term for the end of year. And of course, if that would be the case, then we would have a continuation on the upside, probably up to 120 on the Euro USD, which would be the first big step to look at, because there we have a lot of, in that area of this 50% from 120 to 122, we have a lot of things that can happen there. So that's what we will see later, but for later this year, I mean, not today, of course. So that's where we are now. I'm short, as I said, I shorted the Euro USD at the time channel start. So we are here now. We have a little bit of pullback. I will close this short there for a few pips. Okay, 10 pips. I took 10 pips now on this short. And we come back to the other chart. So this is, I do it a little bit quick today because of this price action, which is calling some attention of what's happening. We have this short setup that can get bigger, as I just showed. We have the months, we have the daily and the 4 hour that will come. So any push on the upside here will create a new daily setup, and we will have soon another 4 hour setup. There will be a big divergence on it, a big dynamic divergence on it. So I'm not saying we are done on the Euro USD. I just explained why, but I am saying we will have soon a potential pullback setup that could offer perhaps 100 pips pullback or whatever, 150 pips with everybody join here. So you see this morning we have the 1 hour, the 15 minute and the 5 minute. That's why we are pulling back now. I already showed that. We are on the extreme here. It was on the extreme on the 15 minute and it was on the 5 minute. And we have had this signal here, confirmation, 60, 15, 5 minute, which is the price 6. And those readings, same thing on the 5 minutes. So it's normal we see some pullback now. It needs to breathe after that impulsive move up. So market, up to what I read, I just read sometime just to see what people are thinking, and they are still convinced that the Euro USD will go much lower. They are still convinced we don't have a low in place. And I am convinced we have a low in place. So we have a low, or we will have a low if we touch this area, but this is the area for the low in place. So that's what I said since at least the 2 months ago. So market is still not convinced. The market is still looking for the Dixie, the USD to fly more and everything. I don't think that will happen. There will be some shaking move inside that. Of course, we will go up and down. We will have then some very strong support to play with, but it's good for us that market is not yet one-sided as it could be. It could have turned long now, Euro USD and short USD. And what's happening is exactly what I have been saying so many times here, which is observation first and analysis second. Never let the analysis be stronger than the observation. So if we do an observation on our chart, we have, and our setup, we have had a clear long setup since a long time, and since I think beginning of August or something like that. That's observation. And when we look at price action, that's observation. When we look at those phase breakdown here on the 78.6 feet, that's observation. Saying Euro will be in trouble with energy, that's analysis. So Of course, the energy crisis in Europe will make some troubles, we know that, and will create probably even some slowdown in the economy, because there could be some shutdown in some industry side in Germany and even in France or Spain or things like that, depending on how cold will be the winter. But we will have first bounced. So we could have first see this 61.8, or we could even have first break above, and then we could come back, of course, here and then bounce back inside the end of year to finally see the close above this one, which is what I just explained a few minutes ago. So market is still looking to buy USD. Probably many will buy it on the New York, just before the New York Open, around 10 GMT. Within 2 hours, we should see some, let me find my Dixie chart. We should see some, where is it? It's this one. Okay, it's there. So we should see some buyers, because I would think it's a gift price, and I have seen some people making projection around the 120 on the Dixie. That won't happen. Well, that's clear in my mind. That won't happen now. Perhaps in some years, but not now. So you see the inside fib has been holding the price for now. We are above this 1-72 extension here. It's shy for now. The move is shy. It's not really offering some big pips on the short side. I only took, and I'm taking a little bit more for 12, 13 pips now. But I think we should see the big bounce, the bounce to play with nicely here on the Dixie. So that's the area we will look at. If you have any question, just let me know. I think it's clear, but it could be it's clear for me and not for everybody. So if you have any question, you let me know. I will just stop the recording now to post a shorter video, and we would have time to discuss if some want to discuss.